Good afternoon, everyone. It's Jean Chitenga. I'm seated here with Jade Joy Swartz,
Yes.
our very own upcoming, talented activist, one of the strongest young people I know out there that's doing amazing work, not just for our community, but also for a lot of other people out there because of like through the work she does. I'm like updated with her life. I don't know if I should say that. He's like, what do we call that? Is that stalking or something? I don't know.
He's just one of the fans that's following.
Yeah, okay. I'm like a big fan of Jade, so I'm like
likewise.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a big fan of Jade, so I'm like updated, following up on her life and what she posts on her status. So I've actually came to see that she actually visits schools. She do a lot of work. She do amazing things. But otherwise, I'm John Chitenga from Teenz Media TV. We are in Mitchell's Plain today.
Yes, in the wood, in the ghetto. We are here, we are live, we are excited, we are ready. And I'm looking forward to this episode.
Yeah, but otherwise then we will give over to Mrs. Jade to, introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about herself.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. It's afternoon right now. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jade Joy Swartz. I am a 19-year-old young colored girl, all the way from the community of Lente here, Mitchell's Plain. You said, tell a little bit about yourself. I come from a family of 5, where I am the eldest of 3 kids and also happen to be the only girl. I am also a poet. I'm a youth activist. I'm a mediator. I'm a nail technician by heart. I'm a spokesperson. I'm a proud ambassador of the New Heritage Foundation, where we strive to end period poverty. I am a backup actor in a Netflix series called Blood and Water. I'm also an MC, a motivational speaker, and I'm also currently working for the non-profit organization called Amandla Development, where I am a coordinator as well as a facilitator.
So guys, you heard for yourself, the young lady does a lot of things. You see, I myself didn't even know she do all of these things, and yet I think I'm updated with her life. No. I don't think I actually know as much. But otherwise, we are all here today, seated over here to actually, get to know more about Jade and, see what Jade does on a daily basis. But then before we can move into all of that, I would firstly like to ask you, where can people find you in social media in case, somebody maybe wants to follow you, which social media platform can they find you? Could you provide us with a name of, Instagram, Facebook, I don't know, whatsoever you might be using.
Yeah. So I am on Facebook as well as I am also on Instagram. It is Jade Joy Swatz with a Z at the end. On both pages, Jade Joy Swartz with a Z at the end. Okay,
otherwise then I would like to ask, could you just quickly enlighten us about the Amandla development, organization? What do you guys do? Is it a company? Is it a private owned, or is it a state, or what do you guys do, and the work you do in general?
Yeah. Okay. So just a quick background story. I matriculated, it will be this year 2 years ago. I attended the one and the only art school in the whole of Mitchell's Plain, Cedar High School. I was a dramatic arts student. I passed with a bachelor's pass in 2023. I matriculated. And my goal and dream in life is to become a TV presenter. And so in order to become a TV presenter, you have to study journalism for 4 years. And so I applied at universities and I applied at colleges, everywhere that you can think of. I applied. Unfortunately, I didn't get in. And so in January of 2024, Ashley Potts, he is the ward councillor of Westridge. I have his WhatsApp number. And so he posted on his status about Amandla Development and the work that they are doing. And they said that they will be doing CV drafting. And at the time, I knew that I needed to find myself a job. And I didn't have a CV. And so I messaged the number at the bottom of the poster. The lady's name was Liesel. Messaged her. I asked her, where are you guys situated? They told me and explained to me that they are at Lente Civic Center. I then walked from my home to Lente Civic Center. They signed me up. They then directed me to where Amandla Development's office is, the Woodlands office. I then walked from there to there.
And they then
signed me up, and about a week later, I got called to come and attend one of the programs, which is called the ESL program, an Economic Strengthening and Livelihood program. I attended that. It was a 4-day work readiness program where they teach you all the necessary skills and attributes that you need to know in order to step into the work environment and to be ready. So I attended that 4-day program, and then after the 4 days, I remember at the graduation, which was on the Friday, the lady, which is now my supervisor, she called me to the back, Miss Alicia, and she explained to me that they've been watching me, they notice my character, they see who I am and how I move, and they were really impressed with that, and they would like to offer me a job. And I said, wow. And they said, we want you to start Monday. So I graduated the Friday, and the Monday I started working for Amandla Development. I started out working as an activity coordinator. So what I do is I assist the youth. I work with youth between the ages of 15 to 24. Those that's in school, those that's out of school, those that's employed and unemployed, we work with them. And if they don't have a CV, we help them set up the CV. If they perhaps don't have an ID or a birth certificate, we assist with that also. If they maybe dropped out of school and they want to complete their schooling, we help with that also. So there's various other things that we also assist with. And so it's just my duty that when they do come to the office, to our safe space as we call it, that I then assist them with helping them with all of those services. And through that, I've also become a facilitator. So we have these SRH sessions that are kept or held 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And so I would then facilitate those sessions where we would talk about sexual reproductive health. And luckily for me, because I am an ambassador for the New Heritage Foundation, you know, I've come to know what your sexual reproductive health is all about through them. And so becoming a facilitator, teaching the youth about what this topic is really about, was for me so important, to number one, spread awareness, but to also let them know that just as it is important for a guy to be circumcised, it's also important for a girl, for females, for women all across the world, not just in South Africa and Cape Town, to menstruate with dignity. And that means to make sure that you have a pad, that you are making sure that you clean and that you wash yourself, and that you making sure that you take care of your menstrual hygiene. So yeah, as an MPO, we are a non-profit organization. We have 5 offices, one in Woodlands, one in Samora, one in Philippi, one in Tafelsig, and also one in Eastridge. We are open from Monday to Saturday. And yeah, we work with the youth. If they are unemployed, we help them find jobs. If they don't have a CV, we help them set up their CV. If they maybe don't have an ID or birth certificate, we assist them with that. If they maybe dropped out of school and they want to go back to school, we can help them with that. If they maybe would like to speak to a social worker about anything, we assist with that as well.
Wow, very interesting. She does a lot. So like you see, you've like mentioned a lot of things, and it really seems like you're very, very busy, if I may say. So the other question then I would like to ask would be something like, how do you balance your, you know, work life, you know, with like your family life? Like, how does it not affect? Because, you know, like you mentioned, like it sounded like you do a lot of things, which means your work obviously demands a lot of things. So like, how do you balance the two? Because you also mentioned that you are the firstborn of a family of how many? 3? 5 or 2. You mean your mom, dad, and then your 2 siblings. Okay. So like, how do you balance all that, and like, how does it also feel, you know, to be the eldest child in the family?
Okay, so first question is, I think how I do it is I ask myself, number one, what's important? And obviously for me personally, family is number one priority. And so I always put them first. Before organizations, before me doing poetry and acting and all these things that I've got going on, family comes first. Obviously above family is my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So I think it's just also asking yourself, you know, what is more important? What makes you happy? And so for me, family time makes me happy. Spending time with genuine people, people that you know, that I'm just gonna have a good time once I'm around them, you know. So that is what I do. I always ask myself, Jade, what is more important? And then I get my answer by that, and then that is how I juggle everything, by making sure I'm also in a routine. I think without a routine, I wouldn't also be able to balance everything. So routine also helps. And then also being the firstborn of 3 kids, and also the elders. It's definitely not easy, especially because I have two younger brothers. They look up to me, and my parents always tell me, I'm the elder, so I need to set an example. And so I live by that. What example am I setting? When people look at me, when people hear the name Jade Joy Swartz, what comes to their mind? Does it come to their mind, oh, this girl that's just living in Mitchell's Plain that's going to go nowhere? No. I want them, when they think about my name, that this is a God-fearing young lady that wants to become a TV presenter, but also wants to invest in the lives of the youth by making sure that they know who they are and also that they love themselves.
Interesting, eh? Yo, guys, I'm personally inspired. This young lady, I can't say girl, I mean, the young lady, this young lady actually inspires me day by day. How I made her funny, that is something we cannot, speak about today. And I mean, I feel like today is just all about, getting to know who Jade is, getting to hear, inspiring stories like this. But otherwise, I would also then like to ask you, like, what inspired you, to move into servant leadership? Because I personally believe that what you are doing now is not just like, something anyone can do.
Yeah.
This basically demands like a lot of your time, a lot of your energy. And therefore, what I'm getting from what you've explained previously, I'm understanding that, no, you're actually a servant leader. You believe in servant leadership.
Yeah.
So what pushed you, to that point where you ended up, just loving, serving the community, serving people, serving young people in general? Like, what inspired you?
When I think about who I am and what I'm doing and the things I've got going on, I cannot sit here. I cannot go to places. I cannot speak at events without giving credit, number one, honor and recognition to my two parents. My parents' names are Melanie Swartz and Russell Swartz, Mr. and Mrs. Swartz. That is my mother and my father on earth. And so that is the people that raised me. That is the people that what you see, they've invested. That is the people that what you're looking at, what you hear, this is what they've implanted in me. And so growing up, my parents, they are busy in the church. They have always been busy with ministry. My parents are not yet ordained pastors or ministers or whatever. But wherever we go or wherever we move, people will always say, Pastor Russell or Sister Melanie, or people would always come and call them, can you come and pray? Can you come and do this? Can you come and do that? And so growing up watching them, just observing how they move, how they juggle date nights and church life and house, and making sure that we are washed and we have eaten and we are fed and we are dressed, and just watching them from a distance and observing how they balance it all. I think for me that was definitely very, very inspiring, because I look at my life now and I look at theirs and all their good traits. I look at it and I tell myself, I want that. I want to take that and apply it to my life. I want a stable, God-fearing relationship, which I'm married to one day. I want children. I want 6 for that matter.
6?
Yeah, I want 6. No jokes though. No jokes.
You want 6 children?
I'm very
in this
serious.
economy. Oh my
I'm
word.
very serious.
Okay.
The gender doesn't matter to me. Whether it's all 6 boys, all 6 girls, that doesn't really matter
Boys
to me.
eat a lot though. They all finish all the food.
I just want the
fridge.
number. It's the number that matters to me the most. So these are type of things that I want. I want to live in a household, where people know that when I don't have, maybe one day I can go there, I can knock, I can ask. Not to say that I'm a lender or I just borrow every time, but I want people to know that, what, if you're struggling, if you're going through a tough time, it's okay to come and knock on my door and ask. I think I've learned that through my parents.
Wow, interesting. Wow, you see, the Bible always tell us,
Yeah.
show the children the way, and they shall follow the way, for the rest of the days of their
teach
lives.
them while they're young.
Yeah, so it feels like the parents, they should also, receive a lot of credits.
Yeah, definitely.
Therefore, a lot of respect to Mrs. and Mr. Swartz,
Correct, yeah.
for doing amazing work in Jade's life. And today, we are all talking about Jade. And I'm pretty sure that it's not just Mitchell's Plain that's going to speak about Jade, and it's not only going to be South Africa that will ever speak about Jade. I'm pretty sure, world television will one day mention Jade, you know, they say you must call these things into existence.
Manifest
So,
it
you know,
now.
I'm calling it into existence
Yes,
so that
and
when
I
it does
see-
happen, we all know where you're coming from
True, yes.
and whatsoever. But then also I'd like to ask you, like, other question is, what are like one of the challenges or one of the challenges that you faced, you know, because you said you just finished high school.
Mm-hmm.
So what was like one of the challenges that you faced when you were in high school? And when you look back, like what took you to get where you are now? Like
Wow.
how did you mingle through all of that?
I hear you. You know, funny enough, so I grew up, or I was born in Grassy Park from birth up until the age of 11. My family and I, we were living in Grassy Park, and then in 2016, my mother's mom, she passed away, and then we moved to Mitchell's Plain.
Sorry for your loss.
No worries. And then we moved to Mitchell's Plain. And so because of the move, I attended 4 schools in my academic career. 2 primary schools and 2 high schools. So from grade R up until grade 5, I attended Sijiru Primary School. And then from grade obviously 6 and 7, I attended West End Primary School. And then grade 8, I attended Princeton High School, which is a technical school here in Mitchell's Plain. And that is then when I realized, no, I want to do drama. And unfortunately, that school didn't have drama. And then from grade 9 up until matric, I finished school at Cedar High School. And so looking back now, I remember being bullied at all 4 schools. All 4 schools, both primary schools as well as both high schools. And what is so funny is when I think about it now, is I find it so funny or so ironic that the same girl that was bullied at all 4 schools is now a public speaker, going around and motivating and uplifting and encouraging other people. And so I definitely think it's very important that with the work that I do, that I make sure that as long as I'm moving forward, as long as I'm, you know, prosperous and making a success of my life, that I don't just do so alone, but that the people that's next to me, the people that's beside me, the people that's in front of me and behind me, the people that's far at the back of me, that I also go back to them and bring them along with me. I think it's very important that we as society, that we come to this realization that if we're going to move forward alone, only one person is going to benefit. But if we move forward, take 1 step or 2 steps back, grab the people that's alongside us, bring them with us together and move forward. What great success wouldn't that bring? It would be so great, it would be so powerful. That way communities, you won't just see one household or you won't just see one person prospering, but you would start to see communities all over the world prospering. Why? Because we don't have that selfish mentality, we don't have that oneness mindset, but instead we have a community mindset, we have a kingdom mindset, we have a mindset where if I move forward, the people around me needs to also move forward with me. And so I think it's very important that we also realize that when we go outside, and by outside I mean in the street, in the community, when we walk around in our neighborhood, very quickly and very easily is it to hear someone swear. Very quickly and very easily is it to hear someone make fun of another person, mock another person, bully another person, discriminate another person, you know, just be rude to the next person. But very, very rarely would you hear someone just walk past you and compliment you and thank you for your kindness, for your smile, for the good things that you are doing. And so I definitely feel like it's my duty in life that wherever I go, that I let you know that you know what, you're doing a great job, well done, that you give that credit, like they say, where credit is due. Because so easily we can tear one another down and break each other down, but we forget to uplift each other. We forget to encourage each other and say, you know what, my brother, my sister, I see you, come let me help you. So yeah, that is what I've learned from bullying, that instead of, you know, swearing and making fun of the person, ask them, you know, how are you getting this right? Why are you being so prosperous? Why are you moving forward in life? You know, come to me, ask me for tips and tools, then we can move forward together. But the reason why bullies bully is because they're jealous of what you have, or they envy the way you move. And so instead of them asking you, you know, how do you do what you do, they they just force their jealousy over you.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the stages of bullying that I went through, because I've learned a lot as a person. I can personally say I was a very sensitive type of person, but I think through that it has definitely toughened me up a bit. And I think in a community like Mitchell's Plain, you need that toughening up, if you know what I mean. So it was definitely needed. So I'm grateful for it. You know, looking back now at every trial and tribulation that I went through as a young person, I don't wish for it to go away. I maybe at the time I did. I always used to wonder, why me? What am I doing to you? I do nothing to you, but then you just walk past and you mock me and you make fun of me and all these things. But looking back now, I'm like, you know what, Jade, you needed that. You needed for your character to be built. And so when I go to events, when I speak at schools and many other places also, I remember about the many other children that's also being bullied as we speak. But here I am, you know, being able to use my voice as an instrument of light. And so I take the stages firmly. I take the stages with authority, with confidence, but also with humility, because I know not many people gets this opportunity, but here I am, and I'm able to do it. So I don't take it lightly that I'm alive, that I'm living, and that I'm also living the life that I'm living.
Wow, inspiring. Guys, you heard it. Once you make it in life, try to move as a collective and don't move alone, and don't wish bad on other people. I feel like that is what I got from our young activists over here, Mrs. Joy, Mrs. Swatz.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mrs. Swatz, eh?
Miss Swatz, you're not married, sorry. But I mean, you're gonna get married and have your 6 children.
Yes, manifest.
Yeah. And so also, I would also like to know, like, what other organizations are you like part of? And then maybe to wrap up, then I would also like to ask you just to quickly give, like, you know, a motivation to young people, because many young people are now going through what you went through, but they are giving up. Some of them don't know where they stand with life. Maybe some of them has lost faith, and some of them don't even know what their gift is. So maybe for a person like you, you knew what your gift was, and then the moment you discovered that, you decided to use it effectively. But other people don't know what their gifts are. And maybe you had faith and you knew that you need to keep the faith going. But other people have lost faith maybe due to what happened to them. But you, despite all of that, you still found your way through it, and you're like, no, you know what, it happened. I need to stand up and be strong and do what I have to. So then, what would you tell young people, and maybe lastly, because the only one thing I feel like we didn't mention now was like, you know, how you got into how you started acting in the series Blood and Water, because I feel like it's also one thing that we all need to know, especially me, guys. I mean, I'm interested because I actually never knew how it started, and I'm also sure a lot of people from Cedar Eye will actually be watching this. They are also actually happy that I reached out to you, and
wow, thank you.
I'm having you on the podcast. So yeah, we would all like to know the Cedar team, myself, Steenberg team, because you're also a big fan at Steenberg Guy. I'm from Steenberg Guy, guys. Proudly from Steenberg. So yeah, you know, a few people would actually like to know, you know, so you could just enlighten us a little bit on that.
I think your first question was the organization and stuff that I'm working with. So ever since grade 9, I have worked with Forest Whitaker's organization, which is the WPDI organization, Whitaker Peace and Development Initiative Program. So through that is why I'm a mediator, because I've learned, you know, the tools and the tips of mediating. I've got a certificate and everything. Attended that program, and also through them I became a spokesperson. So what they did is they had all their programs at different schools within Mitchell's Plain, and for my school, for that specific program, I was then the spokesperson. So yeah, I've worked with them. There's also various other organizations, you know, and NPOs that I've also worked with. Obviously the New Heritage Foundation. Through the grace of God, I've also been given the opportunity to not just, like you said, speak in South Africa, but also across the board. Won a few trophies and certificates and awards there also for summits and stuff that I attended. So yeah, it's definitely a privilege to realize that, you know what, there is opportunities. And especially, you know, for the Cedar kids that's watching this, if you attend Cedar High School, I'm talking about the School of Arts, the one and only School of Arts in the whole of Mitchells Plain. If you attend that school, the school with the blue and black uniform, the school that is so-called known for various different things, but if you attend that school, I want to encourage you today that don't go to that school, don't complete the school, don't attend the school if you are not part of any one of their programs. Listen, I was the president of the RCL for the Metro South Education District. I was the president for the RCL for my school. I was part of the national RCL team. I was in the debate club where I met this brother of mine for Torres Foundation. I was the third speaker. I was part of the Matric Committee organization. I was part of Interact Club or the Rotary, anything to do with Rotary. I was part of so many other programs. Even my school awarded me by being a humanitarian for that year. And I just want to encourage you, if you are attending Cedar High School, I'm not too sure about the other schools within Mitchells Plain, but I can testify personally for myself. Cedar High School has opportunities for the youth, for the youngsters that is attending there. It all depends on you, what you want to become, the effort that you're willing to put in, and also the determination and commitment. And so I asked myself, what do you want to become? After I knew what I wanted to become, I knew that certain things needed to go. Whether it was friends, whether it was parties, whatever needed to go, I was willing to make that sacrifice. Why? Because I knew it was for the greater good. So I just want to encourage all the Cedartarians that whatever you are doing, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are within your life, make sure that you go to your teachers. Make sure that you ask for help. No one is going to know that you're struggling. No one is going to know that you're in need of help or that you're in need of assistance without opening up your mouth and asking. So yeah, just ask. Tell the teachers what you want to become. Tell them, ask them for advice. And I can promise you, the teachers at Cedar High, I can once again personally testify, they are a great help. In fact, they can help you. It only depends on you. Your second question?
Blood and water.
Blood and water. Okay. So, I was a dramatic arts student, like I said, so I've always been into drama, always been into, creative arts and all of that type of stuff. But in grade 11, a friend of mine, her name is Mackenzie, she's always been doing acting since we became friends. I knew already, but she always used to do like adverts here and there and small little promotions and gigs and stuff. But then this one day she asked me, Jade, what do you want to do besides TV presenting? And I said, you know what, I actually would love to try and find out and see and figure and feel out what is acting all about. And so she was like, you know what, I have this great opportunity for you, try it out. And so she also was part of an acting agency. And so I would definitely encourage anyone who maybe wants to go into the acting career field, always try and join an acting agency. Your chances of getting an acting gig is so much quicker, so much faster through them. And so I joined the acting agency. I am still part of them. The agency that I'm part of is called Hot Pencil.
So is this also part of, because I think you model too? If I'm not
no,
mistaken.
That's something different.
Oh, so there's something different, yeah. So it's not the same?
No.
Okay.
So I joined Hot Pencil when I was in grade 11, which is 2022. Joined them. My agent's name is Jody. Shout out to Jody. And then I sat down with him and he asked me, so you are part of us now. I'm assigned to be your agent. What type of gigs do you want? Because you get adverts, you get series, you get movies. There's different types of acting gigs available. And I told him, listen, adverts are very short, so the money's a bit also less. Movies are months and months and months, and it's commitment and dedication on a daily basis. Where series there's a little bit of flexibility. And so that is why, because I was still in school, I definitely knew that I wanted to focus on my schooling, but also earn a buck or two on the sideline. Also another thing, I was the first matriculant in both my mom and dad side of the family. And so for me, it was very important to break that generational curse. And so that is why I did not want to leave school to go do the acting. Because at the time that I joined the agency, opportunities came flooding in. And I'm not saying this at all to brag or to boast or whatever, but I'm just saying the moment that I said that I want to break this generational curse, and I put this goal and I placed this goal in front of me, all these temptations and all these opportunities came flooding my way. And so again, it's very important that you know who you are, that you know what you want, so that when these things come, you are able to respectfully decline it. And so yeah, ever since grade 11, I've been doing the acting. And I explained to my agent at the time, Jody, that listen, series is best for me because I'm still in school. And so they accommodated it according to my schedule at that time. So I used to go weekends, public holidays, school holidays. Those were the days that I would obviously go on set and act. Now I'm not a main character or a main actor. I'm a backup actor. So the girls and the people that you see in the background, I'm there. So I joined Kenji Productions, which is a modeling productions. And I didn't join the crew as a model, but I joined them as the first official poet. And so I took the stage for the first time at Baxter Theatre at the age of 17, and I performed, and I can proudly say this with gratefulness, that I performed my very own written piece called Who Are the Brave. It's one of my poems. I performed it there at Baxter Theatre. And for me, that story alone was a testimony, and is a testimony on its own, because exactly a month before I took the stage at Baxter, my dad is a driver, and so he was working for this other company, and he just so happened to have dropped people. He had to pick up staff from Baxter Theatre and then drop them at their homes. And my family and I, we were bored that night. We were like, you know what, let's go Worth for a jolly ride. We went to Baxter, and I love taking pictures. You don't ever have to beg and plead me for taking pictures. Ask me once and I'll jump. And so my dad was like, Jade, the sign of Baxter Theatre was outside, and he was like, go take pictures and you can post it, because he knows I like posting and doing all these crazy things. And I was like, no. And I said to him, I don't want to take the picture and until I go inside. And what was so funny is, I said that, and exactly a month later I got the opportunity to go inside, and not just go inside but also perform on that very stage where legends before me came and performed. So I definitely take that as an honor, and that is why I will be forever grateful to Kenji Productions for the opportunity that they have given me. And so they have my heart. My final words that I would maybe leave with the youth, I would definitely encourage you to know who you are, know what you would like to become in life, know that there's someone that's praying for you, know that there is someone that cares for you. I was a young girl that didn't know what she would like to become. I was struggling. What you see today, what you hear me speaking, I wasn't always like this. I don't have it all. I don't ever want to come across as if I do, because that is not the message I'm trying to promote. But I'm trying to encourage, I'm trying to motivate, I'm trying to uplift, and I'm trying to remind the youth about who you are. That knowing your identity and knowing what you stand for and knowing what you believe in, and just love yourself, respect yourself. Before anyone else can do that for other people, do it for yourself. Before you want to go and give and do this and do that for other people, start within. And so that is my encouragement to the youth. I would also encourage them to try Jesus. Now, I don't want this to come across as if I'm trying to oppress my religion or try to force my faith onto you. No, that is not the case. But what I'm trying to bring across is that so many times when we go to restaurants, when we go to an event, when you go to a speaking engagement, or when you go to any beautiful or nice or luxurious place, we so quickly to recommend and tell our friends, you know what, brother, you should go to that restaurant. Oh my goodness, the chicken finger licking good. or you should go to McDonald's. Their fries are, oh my word. And if you haven't visited this venue, and if you haven't been at this place before, oh my word, where have you been? You've been living under a rock. You know, we like to tell people that. But what we don't recommend is the number one person that will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. We don't recommend the person that will give you joy that comes from within. So I want to recommend Jesus to you today. Many people want to say that once you're a Christian, you don't have to do certain things. No. You just need to be yourself. You need to be true. You need to be genuine. My daddy says this thing, and he says that as long as the motive of your mind and the intentions of your heart are pure, doors and opportunities will always open up for you. So I just want to encourage you to try Jesus and do so with a genuine heart.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Jade. Guys, I'm inspired. So last words from me to you would be, thank you so much for agreeing on being this podcast. It means a lot. We're not yet big, but you know, we're on the road.
Yeah.
Like we said, try Jesus. We're trying Jesus. So.
Hey, and it's working. So
it's
what
working.
you see, if this is working for us, because I mean, if it's working, if I want to recommend something that's not working, I won't tell you buy the latest night package because it's comfortable if it's not. So if I'm telling you, try him out, meaning he's working.
Yeah.
So I would just recommend him. He's been the author and the finisher. Little over 3 years ago, I gave my heart to the Lord, and let me tell you something, it's been the best decision I've ever made. I do not regret it for one bit, and that is why I always say wherever I go, if you don't have God as your personal Lord and Savior, if you don't have a foundation, then everything that you build on top of it will automatically, along the way, it will crumble. That is why you see celebrities and even people in your community, then you wonder why things are happening to them. It's because they don't have a foundation. So just build your foundation and build it on Jesus.
Build yourself.
Yeah.
And trust in Jesus more. So thank you so much, Jade.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, we're done. This is MJ Pro.
Yes.
This is Teenz Media TV. Please comment, like, subscribe, and shout out to MJ Pro Studio for having us. Shout out to Jade's family for having us in the house. May blessings stay into this house. And see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.